Now presenting the New York Mets all-time ERA leader, if you have a minimum of 5 innings, CJ Nitkowski, everyone. It's still on your Twitter, so that's how I intro you. How you doing?
It's perfect. I'm doing well, man. How are you?
I'm really good. So the other day on High Heat, we talked about teams that were buying, that were in. We found out about half the league was in that category. Texas was towards the bottom for me, only because I just don't know if they have enough to be a title team in 2018. So I want to see where you're at. I mean, I think they're buying, but I just don't know if they have enough. So give me the offseason scope on the Rangers.
Yeah, I think they have to make probably some more economical moves, and that's what we've seen so far, bringing in Matt Moore, trying to bring in a bounce-back candidate. Mike Minor, who will go back into the rotation, is the plan with him. Doug Fister, guys you can get somewhat on the cheap, but guys that have also been very successful over the course of their career. So I think that's part of it as far as trying to get that starting rotation where you want it. And the conversations that were surrounding, and I know it was just rumored, but the idea of trying to add Zach Greinke, they wanted to maybe trade off the Shin-Soo Choo contract, that's encouraging. If you can get something like that done at that level, I do think that they'll give the Rangers a much better chance than maybe people on the outside are seeing right now with this club.
So I'll follow up. Is there anything to the John Daniels, Yu Darvish dinner? And where are you on Darvish? Because you watched a lot of him last year, and then even in the World Series when he struggled, did you buy the tipping pitches and the slick baseball thing? Would you buy Yu Darvish?
Well, first on John Daniels, I think it was absolute genuine assessment as far as that they were getting together, that they're friends. John's just a really nice guy, and relationships are important to him. And obviously, Yu Darvish did a lot of great things in Texas, and they developed a good relationship. And I do believe it was just that kind of meeting. I'm not sure if the Rangers can really afford Yu Darvish and what he will be commanding this offseason, but certainly always want to keep that door open with a guy who's done so much for your organization. But as far as what happened with him in the postseason, the one thing I didn't love that the Dodgers did with him is they took away his slow curveball. He's got, remember that slow curveball would be 68, 70 miles an hour, they'd flip up there, and he would just use it once in a while. He didn't use it at all. The Dodgers actually took it out of his repertoire, and then we saw him really struggling with his slider, which he's got one of the best in the game in the postseason, especially in the World Series. And then he started throwing that curveball in his final start, and he hadn't used it in 3 months, and I think that really hurt him when it was all said and done. And it would, for Yu Darvish, if he doesn't have his best slider, he's going to struggle. And it just wasn't there. And all those rumors we heard about, what was going on with the baseballs and whether or not they felt slick, whatever the reason was, his slider was not the great slider that we had seen all year and we had seen throughout his career. And then you throw in the fact that he may have been tipping pitches as well, and that's not a great combination in the World Series.
So, CJ, I have 3 quick hitters for you. I'll start with Darvish. Would you pay $125 million for him over 5 years?
Probably a little bit on the high end for me. I would love to go more 3 with an option and possibly 4. So I would not want to go the full 5 at 125.
Just yes or no, or over-under, I should say. Gallo, 50 homers this year.
I'll take the over. I like my job.
And then I made a dinner bet with Cliff Floyd the other day on the radio that Elvis Andrus will opt out after this season. Yes or no, will he opt out?
I think there's a really good chance. I'll give you a yes. I mean, what a year that he had, and if he repeats what he did last year, it's going to be pretty hard, strictly from a business standpoint, not to do it.
Thank you. Take that, Cliff. CJ, you're the man. Happy New Year. Thanks for hopping on.
You got it, Scott. Have a great New Year.